morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well, and I hope you are ready to bake some brownies. I'm super excited. I got my Rise Room shirt on. I've got all my ingredients out, including my sugar, my cocoa powder. I have 2 eggs, some vanilla, some baking powder, some salt, a big huge bag of flour, and I also have in my bowl here melted butter. All right, because one of the first steps, well, the first step you have to do before you bake is wash your hands. Cooking, baking, wash your hands first. Next thing, preheat the oven if you need to. So it says on our recipe to preheat the oven to 350, so I've gone ahead and done that. It also says to prepare your baking pan. So a square pan is usually what you would use to make brownies. I think it said 8 by 8. So you can either grease it with butter so that it doesn't stick, or what I like to use is parchment paper. I usually like to line my pans with parchment paper because then it doesn't stick to the paper at all, and it just comes right out of the pan, and then it doesn't make a mess in the pan either. So my pan's ready to go. Okay, we've got all that stuff ready. So let's get started. Where is Emily, you're wondering? Well, she went outside with her dad, but I'm sure she'll be in soon. It is, it's kind of quiet, I have to say. I'm looking on my phone here for the recipe. So we're going to start with our butter. It is melted. And to our butter, it says we are going to stir in sugar, eggs, and vanilla. So we need our sugar, our white sugar. Okay, I'm going to get that ready here. So 1 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of white sugar. Sorry, as I dig through my drain tray here for my measuring cup. Okay, here we go. 1 cup of white sugar. Now I'm increasing the recipe a little bit, so I'm adding a little bit more than 1 cup, but at home you can just stick to the recipe. Okay, so it is 1 cup of white sugar. Into the melted butter it goes. You are going to add your eggs. So it says 2 eggs. Okay. I actually realized I need 1 extra egg, so excuse me for a second. Got it? So we can put our eggs in. Remember, the easiest way to crack an egg, hit it on the side of your bowl till it has a nice crack in the side, and then you're going to use your 2 thumbs, stick it in, just gently opening it like a book, okay? There we go. And you're going to find that you're less likely to get shell in there. There we go. Put your eggshells in the compost bin if you do composting at home. Okay, and because I'm increasing the recipe for me at home, I'm putting in another egg, but if you're just following the recipe at home, it's going to be 2 eggs. All right, now some vanilla. Let me find my recipe. Okay, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So for me, that means I'm going to put 1.5 in because I'm 1.5ing the recipe. This is a 1/2 teaspoon measure, so of course a 1/2 plus a 1/2 equals 1 whole. So I would need to put 2 of these halves in for 1 whole. Hello, Emily. I told everybody you were going to be back. I said you were outside with Dad, but that you'd be back because you always like to participate in the baking, right? And what are we making?
Brownies brown.
Okay, so Emily, since you're here, you could help me start to mix this up, which would be great.
You haven't mixed them.
I haven't. I just added the ingredients. So we added our melted butter,
3 eggs,
eggs, sugar, and vanilla. And it also says that we can, okay, so once this is mixed up, then we're going to add in our cocoa powder and our flour and our baking powder. Now, I'm going to put this over here and get that out of our way. Nice mixing.
Hold.
Oh, you want me to hold the bowl? Awesome. Want me to give it a quick stir? Wow, you're very strong. Perfect. It turned a nice yellow color because of all those egg yolks, eh? Okay, that is ready. So to this mixture, we're gonna add our cocoa powder. Okay. And how much cocoa powder does it say?
C-O-C-O-A-C-A-C-A-O.
Cocoa. Okay, so we need a third of a cup of cocoa powder. Okay, so now I have a sifter here.
A shifter.
Because quite often you'll find your cocoa powder might be a little lumpy. Exactly. So to make sure you're not going to get lumps, sift it with the sifter.
There's lumpers, bumpers in there.
So a third of a cup of cocoa powder. Now I'm 1.5ing the recipe, Emily, so I'm just going to add in another half of this. Oh, that one's empty. Gotta go to our other container. So about half of that. There we go. So sift that. Now you can also mix it with a spoon, Em, to make it come out the bottom. You know what cocoa powder tastes like. Do you guys like the taste of cocoa powder? Cocoa powder is very bitter. It does not have any sugar in it. It's not sweetened at all. Okay. So our cocoa powder is ready. You can give that a mix, Em. Mix in the chocolate.
I wish there was something called strawberry brownies.
You know what? I'm sure. Okay, so there's something called Blondies. Blondies is almost like a chocolate chip cookie dough. So instead of there being chocolate in it, it would just be like a vanilla flavor, I guess, or a cookie flavor. So there's Blondies. Strawberry brownies would be interesting.
Mama's looking on her phone.
For the recipe, yeah. Okay. So now that's turning really chocolatey. Now we need to add our half a cup of flour.
I think too chocolatey.
No way. They're brownies.
Yummy.
Okay. So we have half a cup of flour that we're going to add in, as well as our salt and our baking powder. So a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder here. I have to look for my 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. There's my 1/4. So Em, do you want to get a 1/4 teaspoon and put it in? Actually, you could dump it in the flour mixture. Here. So level it off when you're measuring. There we go. Good job. And then just a half more of that, Em, just because I'm halving the recipe, okay? How much salt does it say? My phone keeps shutting on me. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay. So I have just my salt shaker here, so I don't have to take out the whole box. When you're measuring the salt, don't hold it over the bowl of your mix to measure it, in case it comes out too fast, because once you put too much salt in, that's it. It's done. It's probably not going to taste that great. So hold it over a different bowl so that if you do happen to go over, that's okay. All right. Emily, stop eating baking powder. You're so silly. Honestly. Okay, so a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, that can go in there, Emily.
Yum.
Really?
Yes, why?
Or a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, sorry. Okay.
I want to be that yum.
Okay, and Emily, you can put the flour mixture in there now.
Is there anything that I missed from the salt?
Nope, I don't think so. Here you go. Let's put this in and mix it up.
Okay.
And that's it. That's our brownie batter. Super, super easy, isn't it? Pour that in. Make sure the flour's all mixed up. Okay.
What is the salt?
Yeah, we put salt in already. Oh, you want it. Emily, don't eat a lot of salt. It's not good for you. Okay. Okay, my friends. You would think I don't feed her, but I really, really do. I'll be honest with you. Okay. Our brownie batter is done. Look at this. Now, from here, you can pour it into the pan, but you could also get creative. You could put in here, well, what are some things that you could put in here? Are you breathing in the cocoa powder again? You could put chocolate chips in your brownies. You could put nuts in your brownies, like walnuts. You could put peanuts in there. You could put your bits of your favorite chocolate bar. M&Ms, little mini M&Ms would be really good.
What for me? Mini Skittles.
Skittles and Skittles and brownies? I don't think I would like that. In any case, we're gonna leave ours plain, and then you can choose after they're baked to put frosting on top if you like chocolate frosting. So I'm gonna get our pan, which is prepared here.
Yum.
And I'm going to get a spatula, because a spatula is best for scraping your bowl to make sure you get all of the batter out. So, Emily, let's scrape it with the spatula, okay? So we're not going to make a big mess. Okay. Thanks. So pour it into the pan and spread it out so it's nice and flat.
Nom nom. Mama. Mama.
Mm-hmm.
That's yummy.
Okay. So this way, you can use your spatula to scrape the sides of your bowl to make sure you don't waste any batter. So it's pretty clean. And then you're just going to spread your batter around so it covers up the entire pan. And then we are going to bake them. So make sure your oven's preheated to 350.
Always 350.
350 is usually that's the most mostly used baking temperature, I think, is 350. You usually cook cookies on there, cakes on there. Now we're making brownies on there, aren't we? So the secret to brownies is not to overcook them. You want to,
These are our brownies we could eat.
Right now? No, I don't think so.
Yum, 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 yum. Cut,
Don't mix it up.
cut.
Okay. So how long do we have to cook them for? 25 to 30 minutes. So you want to make sure what you can do is you can stick a knife, or sometimes I like to use like actual spaghetti noodle. Stick something in the middle and see, there should be just a few crumbs that come out with it, with the knife or the spaghetti noodle, okay? You don't want it to be totally dry. You want it to be moist inside. So try to go on the lower end of the time, maybe around 25 minutes, and see if they're done. Sound good? So we're gonna pop these in the oven, and when they're ready, we will be right back to show you what they look like. I'm excited. See you guys soon. Okay, they just came out of the oven. I actually found I had to cook them a little bit longer, so closer to half an hour than 25 minutes. But I just took them out. Don't forget to wear oven mitts when you take them out of the oven. Now let them set a little bit and cool down before you cut your brownies, okay? So, yeah, I'm super excited to try these, and so is Emily. I hope you guys enjoy baking brownies as much as we did, and I hope you have an amazing, amazing weekend, because the weather's going to be fabulous, right? It's going to be hot.
I'm so tired.
So, you know, it's no secret that we record these videos the day before Friday. So it's actually after 10 o'clock at night. Emily looks like a zombie, and she needs to get to sleep. So we'll see you. We will see you. We will see you online. All right? Take care, guys. Have a great week.